Hello, hello. Welcome to my channel. My name is Emmie from Emmie Evolving. If this is your first time joining me, thank you for finding me. If this is not your first time, thank you for coming back. So, I'm going to be doing a reading for Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Also for your cross watchers, also for the empaths that somehow find themselves on this video without any Pisces anything. And you're wondering why you're here because this is your message. Probably, probably. All right, let's get started. Um, I asked what this reading would be about, and I kind of got this impression that there's something approaching. Something is coming towards you very, very quickly. Okay. Whatever this is, I don't know. I don't know. It's something intense, something very profound, something that makes me nervous. Okay. It makes me nervous, but we'll find out. Okay. Okay. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Let's. Something's approaching. Something's approaching. What is it? Let's give clarity. 1, 2, 3. Okay. I woke up like this. I hope you woke up fabulous. This is what no product in my hair looks like. If my hair was still as thick as it used to be, Lord, this would legit be like. It's good though. It's good. Body, bounce, volume. Yeah. All right. There was another deck. Is telling me. Here it is. What's right there? Okay. We're almost ready, guys. Almost ready. Here goes. So. Okay. There you go. It's just a little bit. Okay. So right off the top, you're being blessed with the ability to sense a truth returning back to you. Whatever this truth is, it's going to be intense. It's going to be very, very intense. We'll come back to those cards. First, I have to assess the other cards because this is like damaging energy. Just kidding. Let me just stop. Okay, a time to give rather than take. Give yourself the opportunity to receive more of your truth, okay? It's time for you to really, really be the giver and the taker for yourself. Just for yourself. Allowing yourself to be in your process, recognizing where in that process you are. I just had a talk on Facebook while I was letting my hair dry. Um I'm coming to the realization that certain old cycles, old ways of being are returning back to me. And these old cycles have nothing to do with other people. They have everything to do with me having reached an even higher level of awareness. And because I've reached the higher level of awareness, all of those old lessons are circling back around. And now that I'm a higher place within myself, I can see the same old lessons from a higher perspective, a more elevated level of compassion for self, a realization of where these like insecurities and things like that are rooted. I had said in the live earlier, um, the recognition, the identification of the root causations that's like the most key component of you moving forward and healing, until you can recognize, honestly identify what this is showing you about yourself. You stand zero chance of being able to think of a feasible solution to implement. There's so many different components in this self-love journey that we really aren't told about. We're kind of given this imagery of, if we like take ourselves to the spa, get ourselves some ice cream, you know, purchase some new shoes or a new purse, it's kind of like self-love, you know. If you let yourself clap back at people, that's like self-love. No, not really. Not really. um Sometimes it's important to recognize the clap back is rooted in your partial belief what they're saying. You partially believe the really like effed up stuff people are saying to you. When you can recognize that and resolve that within yourself, then you can turn that clap back into just either ignoring it because it's not worth your time, or it entertains me. sometimes i'm just Sometimes I'm just bored and I'm like, okay, game on, let's play. But there's really no need unless you feel the need to like explain yourself. Do you need to explain yourself? Do you need someone else to validate you? You know, do you need someone to really, really like, oh my God, you're such a good person, and point out all these things that you know about yourself, but you don't want to believe? I don't know. I don't know. It's time to release negativity. Luck is on your side. The luck on your side, I think, has to do with the next set of cards. Nervous laughter. Nervous laughter. Hold on. Here we go. Card number 11, diving for light. When you are surrounded by darkness, and darkness is not intrinsically bad. When you are surrounded by darkness, sometimes the only way to find light and clarity through your circumstance is by diving deep, 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 deep into your core. Why is that? Like, Emmy, that doesn't make sense. The deeper you go, the darker it is. Well, yeah, unless you recognize the fact that at your core you're a being of light. Ah, there you go. At your core, you are a being of light. That light is composed of your truth within this life, your truth through all of your lives, the truth of your creation, the truth of your purpose, all of this truth just condensed into this form of light. And it's covered by layer after layer after layer of conformity, layer after layer after layer of trying to fit in programs to help shame you into a place of submission. I don't know. I'd like to think that you can dive deep enough into your light that the darkness really does nothing but to further clarify and define the light that you are. Darkness is not intrinsically bad. It does carry with it certain characteristics that will help you to better understand yourself and your journey, if you allow it. If you don't allow it, then it's just not going to happen. No one's going to be able to gift this to you. No one is going to be able to do this for you in a session. And I'll be very honest, as someone who works in that industry, if they tell you they can do this for you in a session, they are lying to you. Why do you think I don't offer this as a session? Because it would be a lie for me to try and tell you that I can do this for you. This is a one person job. You're the only person who can do this for yourself. How do I do it for myself? I mean, I don't know what to do. Open your ears. Open your ears to the words that are being said to your soul. I'm not talking about your physiological ears. I'm talking about your etheric ears, your ability to hear the song of your heart. Much of us don't even realize our heart sings to us every day the most beautiful songs. lullabies to quiet down and put to sleep your fears, songs of lamentation, mourning the sense of loss of self. And the reason you have this sense of loss of self is because you've participated in a program to devalue and devoid the self. We have to conform. I mean, the things that happen within us are projected outside of us. There has been a program of gentrification of the soul for so fucking long, yet we haven't even recognized it. We haven't recognized it for what it is. They are trying to gentrify your soul. And if that wasn't enough, now they're trying to gentrify your neighborhoods. Like, no, we're supposed to be unique. We're supposed to be individuated. We're supposed to have opinions that don't always mirror someone else's. So then Michael says that's a cute conversation I'm having with you guys, but that's not the point of what the cards are saying. Miss Laughter. Okay, so this card is two of three cards in this deck that signify information regarding divine unions, soul pairings, yada yada. Y'all know where this reading is going. There's a message of needing to go from this point where the seahorses are, they've turned their backs to each other. There's a lot of armoring around the throat, the high heart, and the heart space. Hmm. And it's time to reach a higher level of knowing where there is a merger taking place. This is a merger of consciousness, a protection of the third eye, crown space. This is like soul communication taking place, okay? Two souls are communicating with each other. They're not quite realizing they're communicating with each other, which is fine, okay? After the storm, there's a lot of storms that are occurring, okay? Not just, geographic weather type anomalies, but storms within ourselves. We definitely, most of us, most people exist in an emotional winter. They've been living in these emotional igloos for much of their lives. What happens when you see someone cry? When you see someone crying, what is your response? Majority of people will be like, "Oh my god, you're mentally and emotionally unstable. Stop crying. Stop crying. People are looking." And I used to participate in that so deeply, and now I'm like, let them fucking look. Let them look. Let them witness me living in my truth and expressing myself in the most authentic way possible. I don't cry all the time, but when I do, it's sacred. It's a releasing of truth and power that I kind of fucking shoved down my entire life. Why is that? Because people are looking. Because people are watching, people are looking, and heaven forbid, people see you be your most authentic self. Heaven forbid people witness how they have hurt you. Heaven forbid. Heaven forbid. I'm kind of over that at this point. Heaven forbid I not allow myself to be the authentic being that I am. And if I feel like I need to release, then I'm going to release. And if it's visible to other people and it upsets you, look away. Look away, but I'm no longer going to origami myself into a box of submission and suppression, oppression, depression. No, no. So now this storm, it's needing to happen to clear away all kinds of space within you. You're going to have your dignity intact at the end of this, okay? Your dignity is going to be intact. Don't be too afraid. This is going to be a very viscerally felt process. It just is. There's really, I don't know any way around it. If you can find a way around it, then please do share. If you can find a way around it that is not avoidance, where it still gives you with the ability, the opportunity to process, to receive the learning that comes with the lesson, do share. Please do share. This process is going to leave you feeling like this. You're going to need to restore and replenish. The messages are all around you. You have so many layers and levels of growth, new growth, unrecognized. And then you look up here. Where is it? The key is in the buttons. The key is in the buttons. What does that mean? What do buttons do? They hold things together. The key the key is in holding it together. You have to allow yourself to be yourself, be fully present in your experience, allow the release of whatever needs to be released. It's probably pain. It's probably this pain that's rooted in you trying to hide from yourself the very reason why you're hurting. Okay, if you're hurting, you're hurting. So then we get to the next card. Card number 13, power of attraction. You're attracting to you the very things that you need, the very experiences that you need. This is not necessarily, and Michael says, don't say that. For some, this can be an indicator of old energies that are rooted in old connections coming back to be recognized by you, because for many this point of this point of realization, it's going to be best defined by your concept of this, right? Yes, a test is coming. Notice how the screen went really bright. A test is coming. I thought we're steering clear of labels. I thought we were steering clear of labels, though. Is this my reading or yours? Because, I mean, if you want to be the reader, you should probably start your own channel and do your own live streams. I'm just saying. So for some, this topic has to do with twin rays. There's indication that there's a lot of twin ray activity. This twin ray activity has to do with it ties into Schumann resonance. It ties into a whole entire host of different galactic, solar, lunar occurrences. He low key threatened me. No joke. He's like, "Are you sure you want to test this?" No, I don't. I don't. Card number 5, follow your own rhythm. So for some of us, it's this process of turning away from our own light. Um, sometimes you need to face your shadow in order to get a better idea of what your light actually is. If you stare at the sun, hell, if you stare at the snow for any length of time, you become snowblind, right? People are taught all the time, love and light, love and light. Oh, the light, high vibe, high frequency. It's this whole culture of shaming you for being a total person, a totality. You can only have positive vibes, no drama. No, I mean, I'm not encouraging drama, but it's like, so you want me to lop off one half of me, the half of me that gives further clarity to the other half. You're being encouraged to do shadow work. Okay? You're being encouraged to do shadow work. Within the shadows lies your truth, because it's actually through the shadow that you'll enter the light. So, really, allow yourself to wrap your mind around this. It's through the shadows. You have to walk through the valley of the shadow of death to get to the other side, to get to that rebirth part. You have to allow for that. Ooh, holy shit. You have to allow for that morphogenetic life cycle to conclude. This is huge. This is not a Piscean reading. This is a fucking galactic reading. Okay, hold up. Okay. So, yeah, shit. Card number 46, Grand Trine Blessings. This ties into the Temperance card. Harmony, completion, being in a good place, easy flowing energy, opportunity, contentment. Harmony is being reestablished between the dissonance that occurred. There was dissonance because, um, so, okay. Twins have existed for a very long time. Their existence, their connection, connectivity, purpose predates the creation of humanity. This is not a new thing. This is not a romantic thing. This is a very celestial, very, very ancient, um, it's an esoteric thing. And what ended up happening was, as the two were fractionated in order to more efficiently harvest information and experiences, they were fractionated. And in that fractionation left a void of pain, pain at knowing that two that were once one, are now separate. Okay, now with that, as you step into human form, you're stepping down quite a few levels, layers of dimensional consciousness. Each time it compresses, 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 until it becomes the equivalent of an iPhone sending an Android a video. Good luck seeing what the fuck you're seeing. Good luck with that shit. Good luck with that shit. So now that's what it is. It's pixelated. There's so much confusion. And this is the lifetime where these pairings who volunteered, they were selected, hand selected by creation, to experience in the most efficient way possible through separation and individuation. Harmony is being reestablished. But in order to get to that harmonious point, you have to go through the shadow of the valley of death, basically. Because how do you get reborn? We often talk about, oh, it's your rebirth, it's rebirth, it's rebirth, it's rebirth. How there's no birth without first dying. Because if it was just a birth, it would be called birth. So rebirth requires the death of self, aspects of yourself, before you can actually be reborn. Now, there's a rebirth occurring to create harmony, to enter into a place of harmony. Let's see. Okay, wait, let me read what else it said. Oh, so sweet. Card number 46. Grand Trine Blessings. Everything was beautiful and nothing hurt. So trines always inspire harmony in the sky, so there's a sense of wholeness and completion when this happens. Let's see. When this card presents itself in a spread, be assured you're entering a time of easy flow, or that at least many of the impediments you are experiencing are being lifted. This speaks of a period of harmony and ease that may inspire you to take the path of least resistance. But it's the best that you keep your eye on the prize and not let go of your original purpose. Do not leave it on a shelf. There is a possibility that your success may be lost if you do. So, everything that you've been going through is really, really pushing you along to get to this point of internal harmony. That internal harmony then becomes projected outside of you, and it harmonizes your entire environment. Let's not romanticize this by making this assumption that a harmonic resonance within your environment has zero struggle, zero adversity. No, this harmonizing means you can flow through it easily. Easily because you perceive it to be easy, not because it actually is. So this is still, I still do feel that there's going to be a tremendous amount of struggle, a tremendous amount of possibly self adversity, like you're fighting yourself, you're fighting your process, just all these different things. You have to really allow yourself to be fully present in this process, because if you don't, You're aiming into the void. You're aiming into a black hole. And you will reach an event horizon where you can no longer avoid the complete and utter destruction of your life and yourself as you know it. It will tear you apart. It really, really will. This avoidance, this continued fighting with yourself and your process, it'll tear you apart. It'll become this deconstruction period. You will enter into a period of deconstruction where you, as you know yourself to be, will be torn apart. The people who are your support structure, the people who enable your sense of entitlement to live a life devoid of lessons that help you to grow, that's going to be taken away. I mean, do you guys realize that many of us live with this sense of entitlement that we shouldn't have to feel pain because namaste, love and light? Like, pain is the greatest teacher you'll ever have in life. I mean, you're not seeking out the pain, but when you're fully present and you're experiencing pain, that's teaching you something. It's teaching you something about yourself, about your connections, about your distortions, about the places within you that need your attention the most. Yet we run from it. We run from ourselves. You can't run away from yourself. Wherever you run, you follow. Ooh. So I'm hearing stop running and dance. Stop running and dance. Just dance. No more running. You've ran enough. You've already done your cardio. You've ran enough. Stop running. Just dance. Just dance. It'll be okay. Do do just dance. Let the record play. Um Whatever the subject of your question, the path is being cleared for this card. Luck is on your side. Okay. This card carries with it two polar messages. One being you will be torn apart if you continue to fight yourself. The other being your aim is true if your goal is your reunification of all your parts. Mm. The most important thing is to follow through on everything you start. There is harmony with this card, but things will not take care of themselves. So the harmony is something you have to establish and maintain. It can't maintain itself because there are too many other factors within this life that are going to cause you to once again pull in the distorted beliefs, the pain of other people. Remember, this reading is not just for Pisceans. This reading also includes empaths. And as Pisceans and empaths, we have this elevated ability, willingness, and occurrence of pulling in other people's pain and distortions. You know, it's just really one of those things where you have to maintain your space. X is an X for a reason. Stop bothering them. Card number 20 is softly, softly, the tender touch. Allow yourself to be tender with yourself. Allow yourself to not be tender with things that don't need your tenderizing. Sometimes the harsh reality is, as empaths and Pisceans, we give people far too much slack. Far too much slack. And that slack ends up becoming the very thing they use to bind us. I say this with as much Piscean love as possible. Fuck that shit. Fuck that shit. Don't let people do that shit to you. Don't let people demand things from you that you are not obligated to provide. Fuck that shit. Maybe it's my cap moon. I don't know. But fuck that shit. You deserve to live in peace, to exist in such a way where you don't have to continue to worry about other people's distorted beliefs and perceptions about you, about others. We are not messiahs. The only time you are a messiah is when you are speaking to yourself, when you are dealing with your own problems. We are not here to do that. Whatever it is you're doing for other people, stop. That's the very things you need to be doing for yourself. Stop. Stop using other people as an excuse. Something's coming forward to really jostle you. Okay. And it feels like it's this. Hold up. Hold up. Ho. Sorry. That song's been in my head since last night. What's up, ho? Okay. We really shouldn't call people hoes. Okay. And these two cards are twin flame, twin ray cards. Okay. Let's let go of the identity of the individual. Whoever you think you've identified as your twin, let that go. Let that go. Focus on the energy of what this is. Okay. This energy is being brought back to you. The energy. The energy. We're not talking about a human being. We're talking about an energy. This energy is going to be brought back to you. And this energy, I mean, this energy, I'm like, sorry, I'm starting to whisper. This energy can penetrate through any type of shielding. Like you actually can't even shield against this. I don't want twin people to know this. You can't hide from a twin ray. You didn't hear that from me, okay? You can't hide from a twin ray. They can they're in the same core space as you. They have a really clear idea on an emotional level, but maybe consciously they don't know yet. That's why I don't want them to know. I don't want them to know. Because then, if they're still distorted in their belief, like someone took my mirror, I can't hide behind it anymore. So then they can actually see what's going on. And if they're still distorted, it's going to create so much drama. I don't want that. Card number 40, water element, sensing. Let's go back to this. Don't tell anyone what I said. Anyways, your intellect may be confused, but your emotions will never lie to you. See what I said? Fucking Michael, I said it was a secret. Now he's gonna make me talk about it. Let matters flow. You can trust what you feel as the best course to follow. What you are sensing right now may not be based on any logic. It's just that what you are sensing is correct. Right now is the best to go with the flow, and depending on the cards surrounding it, to trust that movement. Although these changes may seem gentle and gradual, sometimes this card indicates a need to withdraw and fight another day. So it's like they're instructing one twin to charge forward and the other twin to be like, lay your weapons down. Already took my fucking mirror. I can't hide behind shit now. It's time to gather resources and gain strength before moving ahead. This can at times indicate trusting too soon, or the passive acceptance of other people's shortcomings when you shouldn't accept them. Mhm. You may have the tendency to want to allow things to pass you by without fighting for them, to let go of something that's rightfully yours. Okay, really, we're not taking ownership of nobody. Okay. I'm just saying, we're not taking ownership of nobody. Water is the element of compassion and understanding, but avoid being a doormat. It's possible people or forces may take advantage of your benign and accepting nature. What the fuck did I say? What did I say? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Don't let people take advantage of you. I don't care what their title is. Like I tell my children, I could care less. I could not care less if Jesus got up from his grave, walked all the way up to heaven, took the elevator back down, took an Uber to you, stood right in front of you, and told you to do something. You tell Jesus, I got to answer to my mom. I don't know if I should do that. I tell my kids, I'm not joking. I tell them that. I don't care if Jesus himself told you to do it. You still got to answer to your parent. And unfortunately for you, you picked me. That'll teach you. Pick someone more docile next time. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Allow yourself to honor what you need. Don't go based off of what the cards are telling you. Go based off of what you're feeling. That's what the cards are saying. Put the sword up or down. How about this? How about this? How about the space with which the twin rays are contained? There's no space for swords. How about you start wrapping up your fist? We gonna fist fight. Don't fist fight. I'm joking. Don't fist fight. I just got a little I got a little caught up in my aggression. Don't fist fight. Don't do that. I got riled up. I got riled up. I didn't drink enough of my drink. Push it back down, clear it out of the throat. Okay, so like I'll tell you, there's a very clear indicator to me. Like, let's be really real and raw right now. There's a very clear indicator to me that my counterpart, even if I did strike them, they wouldn't strike me back. They just wouldn't. That's not the kind of love that exists between true twin rays. It's just this like the hurt stems from misunderstandings. The hurt causes you to begin to create stories within yourself to explain away based on the filterings of your own personal unspoken insecurities. The issue really isn't the twin. The issue is the twin is triggering within you a recognition of your own internal toxicity. And that's why I don't like mine. It's too much like me. Too much like me. Michael says, be honest. Okay, it's not that I don't like him. I just irritated with Michael for constantly bringing up this fucking topic. I'm just tired of the topic, period. Okay, let us see. Look inward. Don't worry about the drama that surrounds you. Avoid the commotion. Sit still, float, and trust your inner wisdom. It will not steer you wrong. It will not. It will not. I have a feeling you took my mirror. You can't cut cords with a true twin ray. You can't. You can't push them out. You fucking live in the same amniotic sac. So years ago, I devised a plan. If I can't extract you, if I can't evict you, I will hold a full length body mirror so you can't see shit. How about that? And then, so I was hiding behind the mirror for a while. Anytime I detect observation, that was me behind the mirror. And then I don't know, I just became aware maybe like a year or two ago. Where the fuck's my mirror? I still haven't been able to find it. I haven't been able to find it. I think Michael took it. I really do. I think he took it. I think he was like, you're being a brat. This is not what you agreed to. And he took my fucking mirror. I'll make a new one. Card number 2, inner trust. I'm joking. I won't make a new one. He's like, are you sure that's your decision? That's a threat. When it comes to me and Michael, that's a threat. When he does that, he doesn't really tell me what to do. He just asks me if that's my final decision. At which point, if I say yes, that's my final decision, the dragging will commence. My higher self will give him permission to drag me. He's strong. That dragging don't feel good. Card number 2, inner trust. Trust yourself. Trust yourself to know what exactly it is you need to focus on right now. You're not just obsessing with things. You're not. This sense of obsession, when it comes to topics for you and your development. You're being guided to those thoughts. You're being taken there by your soul. And these are the very things you need to begin working on and gaining like a better understanding of for yourself, for your development, not to force someone to come back into your life. I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Card number 6, Saturn, truth. No, that's the wrong number. As she has planted, so does she harvest. Such is the field of karma. This card says that it may feel bad now, but it's going to be resolved. This card deals with power and control, often meaning, yeah, law enforcement and the military. Okay. This planet seems to show no mercy, but it's not exactly cruelty. It simply points out what's true and cuts away what's delusional or no longer useful. So that's a very, very important thing to hear. And the people who need to hear it probably won't. What this card is telling you, if the person was cut away and you no longer feel them and you're obsessing and obsessing and obsessing about them, that's unhealthy. That's not even about you at that point. You're trying to take ownership of someone not belonging in your life. Saturn, the Lord of Karma, has cut them away and pushed them away from you. Accept things as they are. Chasing after someone doesn't do shit. Like if you were to chase after me, I would probably just run faster, or or if you catch me on a bad day in a bad mood and you chase after me, I'm not going to run. I might run for a few steps only to turn around and lop your head off with my sword. Oh, that's my hormones talking. You can't do that in real life. I'm just saying I don't like to be chased or followed. Okay, on the more positive side, you may meet a fatherly type who will help you advance your goals. I don't know. Does Michael want to be my daddy? He hates when I talk perverted to him. You want to be my daddy, Michael? Hmm. Okay. The gift of Saturn is keeping you on your path, helping you face parts of your life you may dread, but you simply must fulfill. They are your contracts toward more solid achievements and a better life. Now, I've seen quite a bit of people posting on social media regarding contracts being voided and la yada 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 or wada wada wada. That's what I hear when I read or hear that shit. There's certain contracts, Paladorian contracts, you're not voiding shit. I'm just saying, like I'm just saying, you're not voiding that. You can void all the other lesser contracts. That's perfectly fine. But that's like voiding the contract with your parent. You suddenly, like the human you decided, you're no longer my parent. Well, the fact is, their blood still runs through your veins. Yeah, you're not voiding that. You can feel however you want to feel, but that's not being voided. So when it comes to Paladorian contracts, which is a type of contract that is drawn up between twin rays, there's no voiding that. There's no causing any, I don't know, edits to it. No, no, none of that. There's no none of that. Those were things that were agreed to by both components so as to reach the highest level of reunification and energetic merger. Like your human mind can never comprehend the gravity of the plan because that plan extends through multiple lifetimes. And you're not going to suddenly choose one day as an infantile human. I don't want to. I mean, I've been doing that for how many years? Ain't nothing changed. I've dug out cords, I've burned the cords, I've all kind of shit. No, that shit's still there. It's still there, fully intact, fully functional, still there. Mhm. Still there. And y'all, I know how to do all this shit. I can do it for a lot of other people. But the moment you ask me to do it for an actual true twin ray pair, I'll tell you, here's your refund. I'm sorry. Someone lied to you. We're not doing none of that to this. All it does is burn you. You want to burn that cord, you're burning yourself. You want to cut that cord, you're sticking a dagger into your own heart and twisting it. They don't feel that, you do. Because the way creation created that cord, it's at the highest compassion, highest level of grace. What you try and do to that cord, it won't be allowed all the way through. It gets vetoed and sent right back to you. Trust me. or don't trust me. Let me know how that works. So, they are your contracts toward more solid achievements and a better life. Circumstances may be harsh for a while, but believe your sacrifices to be worth it. It's a good time to be diligent and not rush anything. Whatever you're asking about is likely to take considerable time and not come about too quickly. Thank you, Jesus. That's all I needed to hear. Okay, take your time. take, take your time. I mean, take your time. So, my prayer's been answered. Turtle spirit, slow and steady, wins the race. That means you're not getting your way. Ah, that means you're not going to be avoiding any of the stipulations within that Palladorian contract. This slow and steady is not because they are still needing to heal even more. It's because you are needing to resolve any residual distortions that cause you to believe you have any other way but forward towards the very thing you're trying to avoid. 6 being the number of receiving, 2 being the number of guidance. Together, they create the number 8, which is the number of reunification. Reunification of consciousness, reunification of your parts, reunification of the components of a Palladorian contract. So, dog spirit, be loyal to what you love. Mm-hmm. Woof, woof. Be loyal to what you love, and it's time to start loving yourself and being loyal to yourself. Allowing yourself to recognize that a lot of the things that are going to be brought to you are things that maybe you don't quite understand. Maybe these are things that cause you to love yourself in a way that you're not accustomed to. You got to go through the process. You just have to go through the process. Um, Chameleon spirit, act as if. I don't know what that means. Act as if. As if what? Hold on. Hold on. So, chameleons bring you news of changing environments. In other words, hold on. Mm, okay, let me just read the whole thing. The chameleon symbolism is letting you know that the activation of new awareness of your psychic ability and intuition is here. Therefore, you must take the time to allow yourself to explore these new abilities and learn how to use and trust them. Conversely, chameleon meaning can also be bringing up news of changing environments. In other words, old tensions and frustrations can now be lifted and healed. Correspondingly, the spirit animal may also mean a move to a new department. The symbolism may also be reminding you that the world and people around you will only perceive what you put out for others to see and believe. Explicitly, you must now take the time to analyze what you are projecting so that you can adjust accordingly. Is this about my attitude? Oh, alternatively, this little creature may be letting you know that it's time to change your loyalties. The color that you are wearing is getting a bit thin. Therefore, it is essential to make the changes that you need to and explore new truths for yourself. In other words, chameleon meaning insists that you are more than just a suit that repeats what everyone else has to say. Moreover, chameleon symbolism reminds you to take the time to analyze and think for yourself. Hmm. Mhm. Let me just get another card. Hmm. I did. I growled. It was a very low key growl. Hmm. Okay, let's get a final card. Let's wrap this up. Let's just wrap this up. Karma chameleon. They come and go. They come and go. Oh, oh. Oh. Okay. All right. Let me change my attitude. Let me adjust it. I'll adjust it. Okay. No, it's too late. You already hurt my feelings, Michael. Now he's like, you're not being asked to be anything other than who you are. No, it's too fucking late. My feelings are hurt. They're hurt. Take me a few years to get past this. he, he just said to me, you'll get past this much sooner than you realize. And I'm like, that's impossible. The impossible made possible. This fucker. Card number 9. Let's have some poetry. You're right. Poetry. Love brings the sea into boiling and turns the mountain into a pebble. Love creates infinite openings in the dark sky and shatters the earth with its magnitude. She spins, this great earth goddess, upon invisible strings amongst a wildly pulsating ballet of life. Stars are born, live, and die all around her. Life moves in constant flux, and still she spins in her great, loving, constant dance. How can this be? All of creation is born from nothing. Out of endless silence and darkness, light emerges. What strange magic is this? The sun heats the solar system and burns with the power to destroy life. Yet it's a force by which life is sustained. Surely this makes no sense and cannot be. We dance in the realm of the impossible made possible constantly. We are so engrossed in it, so familiar with it, and yet blind to it, that these constant impossibilities happening in every moment fail to inspire us. Yet, what are your biggest, boldest, and most extraordinarily impossible dreams compared to this great impossibility of life itself? They are but tiny seeds in the Creator's masterful hand, being now planted in the heavenly garden. Yes, they are being planted right now, for the moon tells us the time is right. Most tenderly shall they be watched over, nurtured into fullness according to the season. Yes, that growth is assured. The impossible is now made possible. We only limit what we believe to be possible by our lack of imagination. The divine has recourse to all that is, and all that is yet to be. Is there any limit to the resources of the heavens? No. So then, why has not every possible dream now been rendered possible? Indeed, manifest in shining glory upon the earth. The human heart knows everything and vision can manifest according to divine timing and grace. Yet the mind does quake with fear, so much so that it will not listen to the heart at times. That fear is a childlike nightmare, that should you offer yourself up to the sacred loving power of the great creator, you might be found to be lacking. The mind holds itself captive with dark fantasies of that profound rejection and then avoids confronting it directly at all costs. He's asking me to read that line again. The mind holds itself captive with dark fantasies of that profound rejection and then avoids confronting it at all costs. It creates barriers instead, truly nothing more than lines in the sand, yet believed to be forts. But what strongholds can resist love? It's like water. It seeps into every available space and changes form to survive in every environmental condition. With unfailing intelligence, it creates life. From stream to ice, rainfall, the river, and ocean, rain descending into snowflakes, snow capping the peak, expressing itself with beauty and genius. It nestles under the earth and rises to the sky only to return to the earth again. It will erode blockages and prevail, no matter how long that process takes. It carves the earth into shape and form. Where it is, there is life, such as the adaptable intelligence and persistence of water, just as is the power of love. So now you're guided by this loving power to drop the doubt, shed that disbelief, and open up the mind. Allow your imagination to be inspired as though you are a child in a great garden, hearing the breath of the earth in the wind whipped leaves and the voices of the ancestors in bird song. The universe wants something to happen for you, something beautiful, something utterly improbable, and something perfect for your path, your own unique divine destiny. Your mind will wonder if it's even possible. People around you may wonder the same thing, but your heart will burn for it to become real, to become more than a fantastic, improbable dream. You'll want it with all of your soul. You may not even be consciously aware as yet what this great desire is, but your heart knows. It holds the secret knowledge and will unveil it when your mind can handle it. When your heart is much more powerful than your mind, you won't unintentionally block the incredible grace of manifestation seeking to pour into your thirsty soul, like the sweetest, purest waters of blessing. That's pretty. Hmm. Love demands more of itself, and love brings up everything but itself. Does love do that, or does human perception of love cause us to believe that? The truth of love is it has no demands, it has no requests, it just kind of is, serving its purpose in whatever way is needed at that time by the most broken parts of you that are not being recognized. The truth of love is has the ability to uplift and tear down, equally potent in both directions and equally dependent on the actual need in that moment. Sometimes love will tear you down because you've erected walls that were not necessary, walls that are now blocking the flow of your life waters. And if you don't allow for the deconstruction of that unnecessary structure, it affects your progress. It affects the flow of your own hydroplasmic intent. Because how do you manifest things? When you allow your intention to be infused with hydroplasmic energy. This is liquid light. Hydroplasma flows this through your veins. This is a substance that is etheric and commingled with your actual blood. You have magic running through your veins all the time. And just because you don't recognize this, just because you won't take ownership of it and utilize it in the most responsible, most grace filled way possible, it does not negate the fact that it exists and you have this ability. Just because you continue to give your power away to other people, allowing them to decide the details of your life and your journey, allowing them to define for you the words that you use to understand yourself, it doesn't mean anything. The only limits that exist are the ones you believe in. And if you believe in everything other people tell you and quiet down everything you feel, whatever is approaching, it still won't stop. It won't. But it will absolutely tear down that wall. For some, it'll be brick by brick. For others, it'll be a huge explosion. And your entire life will experience a tower moment. And you'll feel as though you're being punished, and it might be that aspect of your ego, that particular aspect of your ego that feels like you're being punished. That might be the part of you that's responsible for your lack of willingness to continue forward in your journey with as much grace for the self as possible. Grace, simple elegance or refinement of movement, courteous goodwill, due honor or credit to by one's presence, dignify, distinguish. Let's see. What is the root? What is the root? Okay. an attractively polite manner of behaving. The Christian belief, the free and unmerited favor of God as manifested in the salvation of sinners and the bestowal of blessings, a divinely given talent or blessing, a period officially allowed for payment of a sum due or for compliance with a law or condition, especially an extended period granted as a special favor. A short prayer of thanks said before or after a meal, used as forms of description or address for a duke, duchess, or archbishop. Ooh. In Greek mythology, three beautiful goddesses believed to personify and bestow charm, grace, and beauty. Hmm. Okay. So, deferment. These are some pretty intense messages. So, okay, to live in grace. A period officially allowed for payment of a sum due or for compliance with a law or condition. This is tying into those Palladorian contracts. This is absolutely tying into that. You were given a grace period. That grace period is up. That grace period is up, and your compliance is being insisted upon. Compliance, not for subjugation, submission, or any of that, but a surrender to your own process. You have to surrender to your own process. If you continue to fight yourself, this is going to be very, very difficult, and this is going to span over quite a few months. It's not going to be like wham bam after a few days, it's a total destruction of your life, and then a week later you're back to it. No. Mm-mm. For those that this message applies to, this is going to be a prolonged, extremely painful period. If 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 you don't allow yourself to move forward in the way your soul is asking you to move forward. And notice how I'm specifying your soul. This is not about you complying with um, some individual that you've identified and labeled as a twin ray. This is about you, your soul, your process. That individual, if you've identified someone as your twin ray, they're simply being used as a trigger, the impetus for this process. And if you fight this process, you're fighting yourself. When it's a case of Emmie versus Emmie, no matter which one wins, there will always be Emmie losing. Okay? You cannot, you cannot override the will of your own soul. You just can't. I've tried and failed. Mm. I am not special, I am equal. My combative side begs to differ. I am equal because I'm special. We all have our own specialties. We all have our own purpose. Whether you recognize and live up to that purpose or not does not negate its presence, its existence. I don't need to identify as special or equal. I just need to know that we are. And that's it. The concept of the I am, that was also a bastardized teaching. The truth of the I am goes beyond what we are being told. Like, since I put these three words together, I am fill in the blank, then that's what I will be. But unless you believe it, you do not bring it into form, you do not live it. And so, what needs to happen is putting these words together needs to be recognized as simply setting the intention. Intention is not enough. If it's not backed by energy, by action, kinetic, etheric, whichever, if it's not backed by that, it amounts to nothing. It amounts to nothing. People create all of these vision boards, and this is what my life is going to be like, because first, I don't even recognize that these aren't my goals. These are what people who are deemed influencers are telling me should be my goal, failing to realize these influencers are influenced by other influencers who are what, insecure in their existence, and so they need an external show of their value. Secondly, we make these vision boards, failing to realize that we're watching a life that we in this moment do not feel we are worthy of living. You will never have that vision board if you don't even believe within yourself that you deserve it. I deserve it. Do you believe that, or are you just saying that? Because for me, if I believe something, I'm living it. I believe I deserve to be secure in my existence. I'm going to live that in whatever way I feel is right. The way I personally feel I'm secure in my existence, a quiet life, one where I can live simply, but still not have to worry about how I'm going to pay for my simple existence. One where I can still have, just a little bit more than what I need so I can help other people and not have to talk about it all over online. But, you know, I live a life of spiritual abundance because I don't believe I deserve that. I know I am that. I don't need a vision board because I see it in my life day in and day out. And this is what you need. This is what's coming to you, an external show of that spiritual vision board that's been locked away in the heart. And we have all these blockages within our throat because heaven forbid you speak your truth. Heaven forbid you say things that are uncomfortable for other people because of the way they are interpreting your words. You have no control over the filters other people use when they receive your truth. That doesn't diminish the fact that it's your truth. It doesn't. And when you allow other people to dictate to you what your truth will be, how potent it's expressed, how much of it you allow other people to witness, is it still your truth? Or is it something now kind of outside of your truth? Just these are things to think about. These are really things to think about. Part of my truth is the fact that uh, I lived a large portion of my life being tormented by demonic shit. Is fucking flat out demonic shit. Not because I did rituals or anything like that, but because despite the fact that I wanted my light hidden, it just shines so bright, so bright. And because I'm so ashamed of it, well, I was so ashamed of it, it would draw all of these dark beings that feed off of light and pretending they're not there, pretending they're not real, pretending, trying to convince myself that I'm crazy didn't do shit for me. It didn't. And when I finally got to a point where I accept who I am, I understand I'm different. No, no, demon, I will fuck your ass up if you come towards me. And I'm not going to be sorry no more. You don't get to do that shit to me no fucking more because I've lost my fear and I've entered into a state of knowing whatever needs to be done, it will be done because it's of my will. As a fraction of that God energy, my will be done. All I need to do is know it. And so I knew it and it became, it was done. That period is over. And then I entered into a period of being publicly visible within my truth, no longer hiding it. And what happened? I then experienced so many people telling me that I'm peddling fear by sharing my truth, that I'm manipulating people, that demons aren't real, they're constructs of your I'm sorry, I didn't fucking claw myself on my back while I was sleeping. I can't even reach that part. I'm sorry. I'm not so starved for attention that I dragged myself down the stairs by my fucking face. I don't think so. I didn't imagine that. I'm not crazy because crazy people don't question if they're crazy. Crazy people don't seek psychological help, hoping that medication will stop the uprising of shamanic abilities. That's not crazy. That's denial. And just because other people refuse to allow me to exist in my truth does not stop me from doing so. They don't have that kind of power. When you believe in yourself more than you believe in your fears, beautiful things begin to happen. You stop seeking external validation. I live this. This is what I've lived. No one taught me about parasitic extraction. Nobody. I lived it. So at that point, no one can come to me later on and be like, you're just peddling fear. You just, no, I'm not. I'm speaking my truth. And if the hearing of my truth causes your fear to be triggered, that's an issue you need to deal with, not me. I can't determine for you what filters to use when you listen to me speak of my life. And when you begin to exist in that place where you're not sorry for living, you're not sorry for knowing more about a subject than someone else because you actually lived it, um, you then become free. Then you're free to not just be rid of other people's bullshit projected insecurities. Now you're free to be fully present as your soul brings to you the very things, experiences, connections, individuals, environments that you need to reach an even higher level of knowing, a higher level of expression of your truth. You are your truth being lived. Stop apologizing for being alive. When you are sorry and ashamed for the truth, your truth, you are saying, I'm sorry I'm alive. I'm sorry I'm breathing the same air as you. These people who shame you, are they apologetic for inhaling the exhalation of trees? No, they're not. So why would you ever cater to that like distorted belief that you should be apologetic for existing? I'm not sorry for being alive. I'm not sorry for the fact that the programming I endured for much of my life, um, it caused me to believe that I had no right to be alive, but I was just too defiant. I couldn't actually go through with it. I was too defiant. I was too defiant to the distortions that were injected into my sense of self. I had to be rebellious. Just 'cause that's who I am. I'm fucking rebellious. The moment you tell me to do something, that I am something, I will go out of my way to prove to you. Fuck you. You are not my king. You are not my queen. You are not even a part of my kingdom. I used to be ashamed of being this way. I used to be so fucking ashamed of being this way. And not just because, I'm ashamed, but because I was taught to be ashamed. I was taught to be that way. And then I reached a point in my life where I realized I'm not that child anymore. I can be whatever the fuck I want. And if what I want is to no longer be ashamed of who I am, what I am, and what I'm here to do, so be it. Stop me then. I used to be ashamed of my ability to be confrontational. Fuck that shit. You want to confront me? Go ahead. I'm not backing away. Why I should be ashamed? Of what? Because I won't allow you to attack me? Because I won't allow you to force me to believe the shit that you believe on yourself and you're projecting it onto me? Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not here for that. I'm not your therapist. I'm just not. I'm going to continue to exist with no shame and no doubt. And in the moments where I feel doubt, those are the moments I'm being gifted to reaffirm my knowing of myself, my purpose, and my truth. Some people will be a part of it, other people will not. And I have no apologies for that. Hey, our souls went and wrote these contracts together before we came into this life. You want me to be sorry that your soul agreed that you would not be a part of my life after a certain point? Just because you don't understand what your soul agreed to does not mean I need to forever punish myself for it. And this applies to you guys. These things, these concepts, they are parts of your truth as well. I'm basically sitting here expressing what your soul has been saying to you. Do you feel that resonance? Do you feel yourself tingling? Do you feel yourself like, holy shit? Oh my God. Yeah, because your soul has been telling you this for how long? But the thing is, you've been shamed into believing like, oh, I'm not special. Yes, the fuck you are. Who told you you're not special? Someone who needs you to feel you're not special so they can feel special. Fuck them. Fuck them. You are absolutely fucking special in a way no one else can be. And you should be ashamed? Fuck no. You should celebrate that shit. You should showcase it and celebrate it and help free other people to recognize how special they are in ways no one else can be. And don't be sorry either. That's why people will mess with you. They'll mess with you when they see you're apologetic, even if it's not spoken. They will fuck with you because you are apologetic. You are questioning. I breastfed for like 9 years straight in public, y'all, uncovered. If I need to feed my child, I'm not, look, okay, I'm not scared to pull out my boob, pull it all the way the fuck out and feed my child. You're not seeing my nipple. You're not seeing my areola. Therefore, I am not naked. No one at any point ever approached me, ma'am, you're making us uncomfortable. Nope. If you're uncomfortable, turn the fuck around. Stop watching me. Stop watching me in my natural state, doing what is organically right for me, using my breast in the way that it was designed to be used to feed my child. No one ever came up to me. Nope. And I'm the kind of girl I would express milk into a bowl at the table at the restaurant because my child needs to eat fresh food just like we're about to. hmm The one time, no, there is one time my husband asked me if I wanted to do that in the bathroom at the restaurant, at which point I said, "You can take your plate and eat in the bathroom." And he was like, "What the fuck?" Yeah, don't you ever talk to me like that again. I don't care if it's a whisper. He's like, "All right." No, I'm whipping my boob out. And if people don't like it, they can stop looking. Your eyes have several sets of muscles that make it possible to look the other way. You also have a neck. Turn your fucking head. Look somewhere else. And yeah, no, no. I'm not going to be sorry or shameful for serving my function. Y'all don't either. Don't be apologetic. It's in that apology, whether it's spoken or not, that you leave room for someone to come in, occupy that space, and try and convince you that you're somehow some sort of mutation of truth and therefore a lie. Fuck those people. Those are the people who don't even know themselves and have no room to be telling you about you. For real. For real. Let in that experience, whatever that experience is going to be, whether it's a person, circumstance, whatever it is, let it in. Let Michael feel happy for you. He did take my mirror. Oh my God. Oh my God. He did take my mirror. He was like, see, I didn't take it. I held on to it until you no longer felt you needed it. Fucking asshole. I don't find that shit sweet. Anyways, please give this video a thumbs up. If you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe. Turn on that notification bell. Join me when I'm live. I'm going to have a very intense conversation with Michael right now. I'll talk to you guys again soon.